Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh! A big controversy has been going on the app X, aka Twitter, for you guys that's been on the app for a long time. And this has been insane. So, YouTuber Galzo got into it with a prominent Pokemon PokeTuber, I guess Pokemon TCG player named Pokeduels. And essentially what happened was, I'm not gonna give you guys an exact quote of Twitter. Pokeduels pretty much said Yu-Gi-Oh! Takes no skill, Pokemon's better essentially. Galzo hopped on Twitter saying, hey, let's run a money match for $1,000 since Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so free, and we can do any deck you guys want to do. And after the long Twitter thread, they argued, and then Galzo said, okay, we're gonna do the tier limits mirror match and go from there. And long story short, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Player lost. And this spun into a giant spiral because apparently when Pokeduels dueled Galzo, it was very evident that Pokeduels knew what he was doing during that duel. And Galzo kind of called him out on it and said, hey, I thought you never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before. How are you playing this well if you've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before? And at the end of the controversy, kind of found out Pokeduels went back on Twitter and admitted, hey guys, I actually don't run my Twitter account. And that was actually a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player playing Galzo instead of me actually playing Galzo. So essentially he was like this: I didn't make those tweets bashing Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I believe Pokemon's the better card game. However, the guy who 2-0'd Galzo in the tier limits mirror match wasn't me, it was an actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. My take on this is, bruh, this beef is the most hilarious shit ever. And I'm about to go into that right now. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, I do rants like every Friday. Smash that like button to the video to 100 likes and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And if you guys play Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh!, feel free to check out my description sponsor in the description down below, tradingcardmint.com. Save yourself 7% with the code ROGUE7. Now, this whole controversy is insane because the biggest thing that blew up over Twitter overnight while a lot of us was resting is Galzo didn't pay the man. He actually told the man straight up, what money? And when I heard about that in the video I saw on Stevie Blunder's channel, shout out to him, I was in tears, dying laughing, dog. Dying laughing this morning because he was like, he hit him with the, what, pay? You talking about some, you was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Rookie and you want me to pay? You trying to scam me, dog. So it's a lot of controversy on saying who scammed who said what, ooh, off the bam. So a lot of people are, and there's two camps on this. There's people who are like, if you bet the money, pay the man. But on the other camp, it's kind of like, I bet the money, speaking for Galzo that is, with the pretenses that this dude is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Noob, aka rookie, that he could just pick up Yu-Gi-Oh! On the fly and beat me. Since he cheated me and was actually a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, and they came out later to admit that, hey, that wasn't me running these tweets, those were Yu-Gi-Oh! Players I let run my account. It was kind of like, almost like, well, dude, you cheated me, I'm not paying you squat, zip, zilch, nada. And man, I understand both sides because I definitely see, like, in regular real life, like, this is why I don't gamble. In regular real life street stuff, I'm not a street dude, never been a street dude, but I grew up around enough street dudes to know how this goes. In the street world, it would have went like this. Galzo would have had to pay that money, or he would have got robbed. But on the same time though, a street dude, knowingly if he got cheated, he wouldn't have paid him anything, and he probably would have robbed him for scamming him. So I feel like if this was a real life scenario, and this is a real life scenario, but I feel like if it was like a real outside of the card game world scenario, they would have had some bad blood, and that would have started like a beef, aka mini gang war, like real talk over what went down. And they probably would have just had to run it back fair and square just to settle the score, because I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I understand both sides of the argument, but at the end of the day, I'm leaning more in the camp of, well, you still challenge the dude, and even though there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Players running that tweet, they're not really Yu-Gi-Oh! Players like that. I mean, it could have been a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro player. I don't know who the hell Pokeduels is. I don't know who he knows. Far we know, he might be friends with Christian Urena or Patrick Hoban. And he was like, hey man, hey, run this money back and let's run this money match for me and let's make this quick bread. Needless to say, I don't go into gambles and expect to pay for stuff. And at the same end of the day, I wouldn't have gotten in the scenario to begin with. And if I would have just lost, I would have just took the L, paid, and turned this whole thing into a controversy afterwards. Like, hey, dude, you scam me. Here's your little money, but just know you're full of shit. That's how I would have took it personally, because that shit can get critical. Like, people don't play about the money. I actually just watched a video about a Super Bowl, about these two. You guys might have seen it on Facebook. But these two dudes, this one dude getting beat up in a barbershop for not paying his Super Bowl fee. So I'm just like, bruh, like, I get why gals and they want to pay, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you still bet that money. You probably should pay. But like I said, there's different takes on this. Some people are saying like, hey, he shouldn't have to pay because he got scammed. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you're trying to scam a dude who knows nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, we're all, at the end of the day, right? They trying to say he's trying to scam a dude that don't know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh, because we all know Yu-Gi-Oh is a very complex game. And it all boiled down to this. Because I played Yu-Gi-Oh, I played Pokemon, and I played multiple card games like the Naruto TCG, Bleach. Yu-Gi-Oh is the most complex card game on this planet. And I'm gonna settle this argument with this for you Pokemon players who may or may not be watching. If Pokemon was so freaking complicated to play, why can kids learn it like that? There's tons of kids, tons of women, tons of anybody, elderly people even, that get into Pokemon, never played it, they can learn it like that. All my old Naruto buddies who I used to play Naruto with, the Naruto TCG with, who also were former Yu-Gi-Oh players, transferred to Pokemon. One guy in particular does pretty decent. They don't play as much as they used to play Naruto, but he almost tops every event he goes to. He gets like really close. But he has like 5 kids, and he don't really have time to play like that. But that's neither here or there. My buddy John, he does really good at Pokemon when he goes to events. However, with that being said, I gotta say, dog, Pokemon is the easiest game to play. Everyone knows Yu-Gi-Oh is complex. Now, some people are saying Yu-Gi-Oh is too complex and Yu-Gi-Oh is not worth playing because the pricing is goofy, and I agree. But I'm not gonna sit up here and let Pokemon players slander my community, knowing damn well their game is easy as hell to play. Both games take different skill sets to play. Pokemon is all about probability, which is kind of why drawing cards don't really matter. Pokemon does have a little bit more strategy as far as into your deck building, but where Yu-Gi-Oh is better at is card choices, the side deck, not having the ability to, like, you know, reshuffle your hand and mulligan. If your deck ratios are just off, you gotta have probability to know to play a deck list that don't really draw as bad. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to maximize all of your benefits to win. And Pokemon is more like, it's strategy, but it's less strategy, but it's enough strategy with, what's the word I'm looking for? With a lot of theory, at least in my experience with it, that just, it kind of like almost neck and neck with Yu-Gi-Oh as far as like, so gameplay wise of Pokemon, at least in my experience, right? There's a lot of theory, there's a lot of strategy, there's a lot of thinking in the game, involved in the game. Yu-Gi-Oh is just more complex. It's like, but once again, it's apples to oranges, different card games. Some of you guys might think, oh, this dude's talking out his ass, knows nothing what he's talking about. I haven't played Pokemon in 15 years, just giving you guys a heads up. The game could be a little bit different than when I played, but I will say this, playing both games, even remember how Pokemon used to be, even talking to my buddies who still play Pokemon now, who currently play Master Duel, they all say, look, I love Yu-Gi-Oh, it was my OG game. I'm gonna stay over here in the Pokemon world because it's easier to play and it ain't too complicated. Yu-Gi-Oh's doing too much for what they're giving out. And I don't blame them. Pokemon's the better game prize-wise. Yu-Gi-Oh's the better game strategy-wise. Both games have toxic formats, but Pokemon is also cheaper. So at the end of the day, Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh, play what you like. I just wanted to make a video about this little bit Twitter drama because I thought the shit was hilarious. Told that man, what money? Come get it, essentially. You ain't getting shit. I'm just like, dog, that's hilarious, and that can really start some BS. But at the end of the day, dude shouldn't have scammed them. And you know, the more I think about it, I'm in the middle, man, because like I said, I understand both sides. I'm not gonna lean too much into one way. However, that's why I also don't like betting, because if I bet some money and I lose, I'm not gonna want to pay. So I want to avoid not paying, because I don't like playing with people's money. Because if I did bet money, I'm gonna pay, but I'm not gonna want to pay. Or if I win some money and somebody don't want to pay, I'm gonna want to put hands on them. That's just how I was raised. Call it immature. I don't care. You don't play with my money, because I don't play with people's money. So tell me what you guys think about this drama in the comment section down below. Is Pokemon the better card game than Yu-Gi-Oh? Let me know. Any Pokemon players who might be watching me, I challenge you guys. If you guys think Yu-Gi-Oh is so free, take some time, go to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and prove yourself. You don't have to be a big YCS. Go to a locals. Go to a Yu-Gi-Oh regionals. It's completely different from you guys' regionals, but go to a Yu-Gi-Oh regional. Hell, go to an OTS championship and think that our game is so easy. I guarantee you it's not. I can go into Pokemon right now, and I'm not gonna say I'm gonna just jump in and do good like that. Give me a couple weeks, and I can do just as good as some of you guys as top players. I played the game before. It's not that hard, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit up here and say your game is free either, because every game takes a different amount of skill to play. Anyway, man, this is your boy Rogue Hero, bringing you guys another discussion topic, and I'm signing out. Peace. See you guys in the next video.